Does the evil or the devil exist externally or internally? Which religious teachings is correct? And how to deal with this evil, devils, demonic people, malicious people, black magic spells, and many more? In this video, I will speak about our energy frequency, evil's energy frequency, karmic patterns, chakras, and how to deal with this issue. How to raise our frequency permanently and temporarily. So if you're interested with this topic, stay tuned till the end of the video. Hi, I am Radhika Lakshmanan. I am a karma transformational guide, and I help people to break their negative karmic patterns and connect with their higher self, and I teach advanced meditation as well. There are many conflicts surrounding demons, devils, evils. Some religious teachings say that the demons and evils and devils exist externally. Meanwhile, some other religious teachings teach that evil is more of an internal concept that is based on our ego, dealing with our own ego. So which is the truth? In short, both perspectives are true, but it only shows half truth. Both perspectives are true, but it only shows half truth. So let's speak about it in detail, and I need to explain to you the energetic frequency as well. As someone who have successfully overcome negative entities, demonic entities, negative spirits, black magic spells, and malicious people, I can assure you that external evil, demons, devils do exist. However, you can only destroy them or protect yourself from them permanently if you deal with them both internally and externally, mainly internally, especially if you want to protect yourself from them permanently. Every encounter that we have with the external demon or malicious people is a reflection of our internal demons or a reflection of our unhealed emotional wounds and fears. A malicious person, a demonic entity, a negative entity, can only attack us or attach themselves to our aura or our energy field if something within us vibrates at a similar frequency to theirs. I would like to reiterate, malicious people and demonic entities or negative entities can only attack us or attach themselves to our aura or energy field if there is something within us that vibrates as a similar frequency, at a similar frequency with theirs. Otherwise, they can't attach themselves to us or attack us. Before I speak about aura and our energy frequency, I would like to speak about divine intelligence first. Everything is divine. Everything is an expression of divine intelligence and our aspect of the supreme consciousness, including the things that we label as evil. From a higher spiritual perspective, there is no good and evil, because our true self, our higher self, is beyond the duality. However, on a lower dimension, there is good and evil. Am I right? As I explained earlier about ego, okay? The problem is we operate from ego, the false personality. When we think that we are our thoughts, body, mind, race, religion, ethnic, language, our car, our house, our status, our caste, etc., 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 we naturally operate from a place of ego, fear. Okay? So when we operate from a place of ego and fear, we naturally resist life. We want to control life. The ego always wants to control life, and it resists life. And when life doesn't meet our expectation, when we are not able to control life, when it goes out of our control, we suffer. Hence, we end up having fear, shame, guilt, unhealed emotional traumas, unhealed emotional wounds, unmet childhood needs, negative belief system, low self-esteem, and many more. We suffer. Am I right? Those emotional blocks becomes part of our karmic patterns and block our chakras. They linger in our aura, those fears, those unhealed emotional wounds, negative beliefs. They linger in our aura and our energy blueprint, in our energy field. Now that determines our frequency. Those who operate from a place of ego naturally want to control life, am I right? So they naturally operate from fear. Those who operate from ego usually operate from a place of fear. They have many fears. Fear of death, survival fears, fear of aging, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of losing others' approval, fear of losing one's significance, and many more. Okay, so they naturally vibrate at a lower frequency. This lower frequency creates a reality that reflects their fears. So they end up creating a reality that reflects back their fears. So they naturally attract malicious people, negative entities, demonic entities, unhealthy situation, and misery. The first thing a demonic or a negative entity or a black magic practitioner or somebody who practices satanism look for before they attack you is your weaknesses. So in this context, what are your weaknesses? Your weaknesses are your fears, your unmet needs, or unmet childhood needs, or unmet needs in the adulthood, your trauma, and your insecurities. These are your weaknesses. So they will look for it. Once they've identified that weakness, they will either send a malicious person or they will send a demonic or negative entity to exploit and amplify those weaknesses, to manipulate you and take advantage of you. For example, if that is a demonic or negative entity or a black magic spell, it will attach itself to your aura where your fears, insecurities, or trauma exists, the particular part of your aura. It will attach itself to that part of your aura where the fears, traumas, or unmet needs exist. Okay? Once it attaches itself to that part of your aura, it will magnify it and manipulate your mind and attack your mind and conquer your mind. It will first attack your mind and then your body. For example, let's say you have minor dissatisfaction with your job. Once this negative entity attaches itself to your aura, it will magnify the dissatisfaction that you have with your job, eventually making you quit your job. You'll end up quitting your job. Your frustration will be magnified. Your disappointments will be magnified. The arguments or the misunderstanding that you have with your colleagues or your bosses will be magnified. If you have some disagreement or insecurity, let's assume that you have some sort of insecurity related to your spouse. Once the negative entity recognize that, it will attach itself to that particular part of your aura and magnify your insecurity. And you end up becoming this extremely suspicious and paranoid person when it comes to your spouse. It's potentially leading to a divorce. Do you see how this works? And the same is applicable to malicious people, people who have demonic traits. When they find out your weakness, they will use it as a weapon against you. Am I right? It's the same concept. Malicious people initially will pretend to be nice to you, kind to you, and then they will try to find out your weakness, your fears, your unmet needs, your traumas, and then they will use it to take advantage of you, to destroy you, or to manipulate you. Am I right? So, malicious people include some politicians, some secret societies that control us, and some elites as well. Those are malicious people as well. Okay? Not just some friends or family or relatives. Okay? Now, here comes the tricky part. You are not able to eradicate this evil permanently by only dealing with it externally, as I mentioned earlier, including some malicious politicians and some malicious things that happen in our reality. Okay? You can't eradicate their influence upon us permanently. You might be able to get rid of them temporarily, but you might not be able to eradicate them permanently unless you deal with it internally. You have to do your inner work, okay? You have to deal with them internally. Might be able to deal with them temporarily, like for example, some malicious politicians, you might be able to protest against them temporarily, okay? But it's not going to work for the long term. And you might be able to remove certain negative entities from your aura using energy healers. Can protect you temporarily. But if you want to eradicate its influence upon you permanently, you have to deal with it internally and raise your frequency. So I'll give you two types of solutions. One is the permanent one, another one is the temporary one. We will start with the permanent one. Okay? So the only solution for permanent eradication of evil, okay, to protect ourselves permanently from these evil influences, whether it's a people, some government, some politicians, some secret societies, black magic spells, negative entities, mind manipulation, and many more, okay? The only solution is true self-realization, permanent one. True self-awakening, awakening to one's true self, through spiritual awakening. Awakening to one's higher self that's beyond the ego and the false identities that we have created in our life. A person who's truly awakened to his true self knows that he is not his false identities, that he is not his name, race, religion, caste, status, possessions, achievements, and many more. He knows he's not just his mind and body, he's beyond that. Awakening to oneself is also mean tapping into the divine intelligence within us, the infinite divine intelligence within us, because it expands our consciousness and expands our intelligence and our awareness. We become very clear, we become very aware to the extent there's no fear. We become one with the supreme consciousness. We can attain this state by doing. I wouldn't say attain, but it's a realization. Okay, one can realize this highest consciousness, this infinite divine intelligence by doing one's inner work. There are multiple ways to do it, all right? So one can be in this state or awaken to their true self by doing their inner work, by doing deep self-inquiry. Some do it through deep self-inquiry, self-reflection. They question everything that they see. They question everything and everyone. They question their thoughts, because thoughts are from the ego. Am I right? We are not our thoughts. We are the awareness behind the thoughts. So we question the thoughts, especially the negative thoughts, the fearful thoughts. We question them. Are those thoughts true? We question everything that we have been taught. Is this 100% true? And then they do deep self-reflection. They do emotional healing. Heal one's unhealed emotional wounds, unhealed childhood wounds, releasing resentments, anger, fear. Some others connect with their body and emotions and face their fears. They face their inner demons. And they regulate their nervous system. Okay? Meanwhile, some others, they surrender their ego to the supreme consciousness and they develop this deep trust in life. They trust themselves, they trust life, they trust divine intelligence. Earlier I said that we do deep self-inquiry, deep self-reflection. It also means that we observe our own behavioral pattern without judgment, without bias, honest self-reflection. Observe our thoughts without judgment. Once we attain this state, once we truly awaken to our true self, we connect with our higher self. We are naturally aligned with our higher self. We naturally aligned with life. We are naturally aligned with divine intelligence. We will be in touch with our intuition. And we will naturally be the channel of the divine intelligence. Once we are awakened to our true self, we naturally have this high self-awareness and intelligence to the extent there's no fear in our bones anymore. There's no fear. We vibrate at a very high frequency. What are the high frequency emotions? Joy, peace, gratitude, love. We naturally vibrate at high frequency. So when we vibrate at a high frequency, no malicious people or negative entities can even approach us. Even if we encounter them, they will not be able to influence or affect us anymore. Okay? We vibrate at higher frequency because we have attained a unity consciousness. Once we are awakened to our true self, we will attain this unity consciousness. Those who have attained unity consciousness, who have truly realized their true self, will not have these petty fights over religion, race, language, ethnic, caste, possessions, etc., etc., etc. They naturally ooze out wisdom and able to see everything from a higher perspective. Since they vibrate at a very high frequency, negative entities or demonic entities in their aura or energy field will naturally fall off due to mismatch of frequency. There's no compatibility of frequency between them. Okay, so whatever negative entities or demonic entities in their aura will naturally fall off from their aura. They don't have to fight against it. Now when it comes to malicious people, those malicious people will naturally walk away from their life, or they will get opportunity to walk away from those people's life. Okay, and they will be able to solve all their problems spontaneously because they have a very high clarity and high intelligence. They are very well aware of their fears. They are very well aware of their shadow aspects, their fears, their weakness, their ego's patterns, behavioral patterns. They observe it all the time without judgment. Hence, the evil will not be able to use those weakness against them as a weapon anymore, because they are very well aware of their weakness and shadows and fears. And they don't judge it, they observe it without judgment. They face their fears. They don't avoid their fears. They face their shadow aspect. They sit with it, they release it. They're able to recognize which thoughts belong to them and which thoughts are being sent to them either through a negative entities or a negative spells. I've had this experience before. They are able to create their own magical reality And we call this as quantum jumping or jumping timeline, because they have broken many of their negative karmic patterns. They have broken many of their negative karmic patterns and healed their core subconscious beliefs. They befriend their fears and realize that their fears are not real. They are not true. Regardless of what happens in the world, it doesn't affect them much, because they have created a different reality for themselves. They live in a different timeline compared to the rest of the humanity. If their enemies attack them, or if their enemies plan to attack them, their plans usually backfire them, because these people are always 10 steps ahead of their enemies. They are extremely intuitive and are divinely guided every moment. Okay? They usually escape from any mishaps. Okay? They are extremely powerful. In fact, they are more powerful than any evil secret societies or authorities or evil rich people, because they derive that power from the divine intelligence. It's an internal power. It's an inner power, not an external one. So they're extremely powerful. Okay? Their worth, their power is not dependent or attached to anything external. So they're very powerful. As I said earlier, they usually manage to escape from any mishaps. Even if they face a problem, they immediately handle it intelligently. So how can we raise our frequency temporarily? So our frequency, high frequency, means being in this place of joy, happiness, peace, gratitude, play, not too serious all the time, all right? So how can we raise it temporarily? Okay? Number one, learn to let go of the need to control everything. Okay? Know what can be controlled and what cannot be controlled. Take responsibility for what you can control and let go of the need to control what is not under your control. And develop this deep trust with yourself and with divine intelligence, with life. Okay? And then the next thing is, temporarily you get engaged in activities that raise your consciousness or raise your frequency, like moving your body, either through yoga, tai chi, qigong, or any types of other exercises, dance. Okay, it raises your frequency. Singing, dancing, raising your frequencies. Questioning everything and everyone. Don't blindly believe everything, okay? Questioning everything and everyone, including your thoughts, your fearful thoughts. Are my thoughts 100% true? Or am I looking at it from a place of fear? Are my fears true? Following one's joy and passion and the natural talent that one has. Following your higher calling. What are you being called to do? Following, okay, what are you being called? What are you being called to do? Your higher calling, the strong pull, okay? I'm not talking about this addictions, okay? Some say there's every desire is planted by the divine within you. It's not true. Some of them have desires to be in a toxic relationships, toxic partner, and to smoke and to drink as well. Am I right? So that's not true. Don't listen to some immature law of attraction coaches, okay? And then, as I said, questioning everything or everything that you read. Visiting sacred worshipping places or sacred mountains, sacred natures, because those places has naturally higher frequency that can activate certain spiritual points within our aura. Reciting high frequency ancient mantras. Listening to positive affirmation or have positive self-talk to reprogram your mind. Healing your emotional wounds, connecting with one's body and emotions, facing the fear. You can do it on your own, or you can consult an unconventional therapist, coach, hypnotherapist, or any other experts related to these issues to heal your unhealed emotional wounds, to heal your fears, to heal your past trauma. to remove your subconscious limited beliefs related to certain issues, because that's going to accelerate your healing. That's going to raise your consciousness much faster. This is based on my experience, and I've done the same for my clients. Okay, practice mindfulness, observing our own thoughts and behavior without judgment, deep self-reflection, and regulating our nervous system. Google it. How can we regulate our nervous system? It's extremely important. Next is somatic therapy. Google what is somatic therapy. It helps us to release all the stress, tension, trauma from our body. It's very beneficial. So doing somatic therapy, mindfulness, and having a healthy lifestyle is very important, especially waking up early, sleeping early, waking up early, eating nutritious food, avoid junk food, exercise, and make sure that you don't have any types of vitamin deficiencies, because certain vitamin deficiencies can dysregulate our nervous system, can make you feel restless. Okay, so this does not only give us a healthy body, but also give us a very sharp, clear mind, and naturally regulate our nervous system and help us to vibrate at a higher frequency. Make sure you practice daily gratitude, because I want you to focus on what is working on in your life, because our mind loves to focus on the past and the future all the time. All right, so practice gratitude, but at the same time do not practice toxic positivity, which means don't avoid facing your fears or your shadow aspect. Face your fears, face your emotions, face the negative things in your life, face it, acknowledge it, feel it, and then release it, because you cannot heal what you don't feel. If you don't feel it, if you avoid it, it becomes part of your karmic patterns, part of your subconscious mind, and then you end up attracting it through multiple ways in your life. So that's important. And the most important thing is, as I mentioned earlier, the need to let go of control. Okay, let go of the need to control life. Slow down. Let go of the need to constantly rush as well. Slow down, be patient, trust, connect with your body, emotions, and your intuition and your higher self. Trust yourself, trust life. Observe our behavioral pattern without judgment. Okay, and connect with our intuition. Connecting with our intuition is the most important thing. Know the difference between intuition and mind. Follow your higher calling, follow your intuition, because the intuition will save our life and will help us to make the right decision at the right time. Okay, so that will help us to vibrate at a very high frequency. Alright, so if you like this video, don't forget to give me thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this issue. What is your opinion? Have you dealt with any types of malicious people, black magic spells, negative entities just like me? Okay, how did you deal with it? What did you do? So please share it with others, because there are a lot of people struggling with these issues, whether with malicious people or black magic spells or negative entities. Some people mislead them by telling them that black magic spells doesn't exist, prayers is enough. No, it's not. Okay, please approach experienced ones. Just because someone is an expert in one subject, that doesn't mean they are experts in every subject, especially related to spirituality. One can be expert in yoga, but that doesn't mean they are experts in other issues related to spirituality as well. So if someone is suffering from black magic spells, negative entities, or negative people, stop misleading them by telling that it doesn't exist, or you just have to pray. Prayers only is not enough. You have to know the mechanism behind this issue, which I just explained to you, how the frequency works, how it works. Alright, please share it with a lot of people. It will be very beneficial for them. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Don't forget to give me thumbs up if you like it. Okay, if you like it, don't forget to give me thumbs up. Thank you.